Good morning. I hope you guys are doing great. The other day I was asked a question, and it's really got me thinking. The question was, when is there a time to quit? And I know the quote that winners never quit and quitters never win, right? I've used that quote. I've posted it and I've shared it. I even speak about it in seminars and do trainings on winners never quit. But is there a time that quitting is okay? Now, I know I teach my kids, and I'm sure you do too, that we don't want them to ever quit anything. We want them to never quit. And the reason we do that is because quitting becomes a habit. That very first time that you want to quit and you do, it's kind of tough, right? You negotiate with yourself, and it's a tough decision. But once you make that decision the first time, that second time it becomes a baby bit easier, right? And then that third time, anytime you hit discouragement or discomfort or something doesn't go your way, then the decision to quit is way easier. Now, the other day I was invited by my friend CJ to be on his podcast, and CJ, he owns a gym in Ohio, and he started his podcast and he invited me on, and he caught me off guard with this question. I'm not going to lie. He caught me off guard with it. He said, when is there a time to quit? And he didn't say, is there a time to quit, but he said, when is there a time to quit? And again, it did catch me off guard, so I probably didn't articulate it very well, but that question has been on my mind a lot, and I've been trying to figure out how to articulate it. But I said something like, yeah, I think there is a time to quit. And that may surprise some of you, right? It may surprise some of you, but I do think there is a time to quit. There's a time to quit when there's an opportunity to move on to something bigger, to that next level in your life. Or maybe you're passing on from a phase of life or a phase in your career to the next phase. And I found something by John Maxwell that articulates my put-on-the-spot thought way better. It's just great, right? It was my thought, but then this puts it in, frames it much better. And this is what John Maxwell says. I've got it written right up here. And he says, you quit something you don't do well so that you can start doing something that you do well. You quit something that you're not passionate about to start to do something that fills you with passion. You quit something that doesn't make a difference to do something that does. Oh man, that is good. And I think many times us as leaders, what we tend to do is we hold on for a long time because we think back to that quote that I started with, that winners never quit and quitters never win. And we hang on to doing things because we don't want to be labeled a quitter. Nobody wants to be a quitter. I don't want to be a quitter. Certainly don't want that title for my kids and my wife. But I think that causes us to hang on to doing things that we don't need to be doing for longer than we need to be doing it, right? We keep holding on to certain tasks that no longer serve us, and it's time to move on from that. So I do think that there is a time to quit. And I know it's tough. I do. I know that is tough because we just made the tough decision ourselves to quit. I guess you could say quit. My wife and I, we started a business several years ago, and we started this business in a park. In a park. And then we moved into a high school gym, and then we finally moved into our own 6,800 square foot building. And we recently made the decision to quit. I prefer to call it pass off. We passed it off, right? We didn't quit, we passed it off to someone else who's filled with passion. They can take it to another level. We were filled with passion. We were making an impact in the community. We were making an impact on other people's lives. But that phase of life has moved on. And now we're handing it off to someone else who can take it to that next level. And I can spend area and time of my area that I'm passionate about. And that's helping other leaders grow. So I do believe there's a time to quit. A time to quit so you can start doing something that you do well, or to do something that fills you with passion, that falls in line with your purpose and vision and goals for yourself, and to do something that's more impactful. But, there's a but. There's never a time to lay down and give up. I hope today has encouraged you and motivated you to get moving and to stay moving. I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.